All right, say hey everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. My name is Jose Bouquet, sitting from outside lovely Corpus Christi, Texas. Over here, it's nice and sunny. And over there, I expect it to be nice and sunny as well. Joining us, the Big Ragoo from Florida. Big Ragoo, how's it going? It's been a while. It's nice to see you
Yeah,
on the program again. First time this year. You've been on the last 2 years, and it's glad to have you back.
yeah, my pleasure, guys. Yeah, been dark for a little bit, but I had some stuff going on. But you know what? I'm always in the bushes looking, and it's good to be back with you. I want to shout out to Pub Sports, the family back home in San Antonio, all our followers, and the beautiful chat that you have. So it's always a pleasure to be here. And like I say, for me, baseball's 3 seasons. You got the first half, to the break, and you got the second half, and you got the postseason. So right now I'm jumping in the middle of the first season, so let's get it done.
Yes, let's get it done here, Ragoo, because as I told you pre-show, I have 29% battery on my computer, and I am sitting outside with no outlets. So let us get after it, and I am viciously hungover as well right now, Ragoo. So today should be very fun. Let's start off with the Red Sox game against the Angels. Tyler Anderson, Brian Bayo. Tyler Anderson pitching phenomenally well for his standard as well here. We lost on the Angels yesterday, and we definitely took a punch in the chin yesterday after having a good day Friday, but we'll bounce back. So shout out to my guy, Justin McElvey, who I saw say the same thing as well. Let's keep bouncing back here, and let's keep fighting long season. Yeah, but I told you guys on Friday that I thought the Red Sox were going to get carved up by lefties and that I should probably fade them against every lefty here. And I think that's what I'll probably end up doing here. And I definitely lean Angels here. I just want the market to correlate for me here. So let's talk about it before I pass it off to Ragoo. 58% of the bets, only 39% of the money on the Los Angeles Angels. And this line opened up at minus 129, minus 130. It's kind of dipped down a little bit, but it stayed relatively the same area here. I want the Angels in some form or fashion, Ragoo. What do you think?
I think the Angels have been playing good on the road. I've noticed that. And like you said, 2 solid starts by Anderson. He's been around a minute, and I don't think they've seen Bayo too much. Even though these teams have seen a lot of each other of late, you expect the bats to kind of open up here a little bit. But I think there's a little bit of value on the first 5 under here, guys. I think the total, it's sitting up there at 9-ish, and then we're looking at a 5.5. That's juice to the under, by the way. But I think we see a solid start by both pitchers. I think both pitchers are doing well here, and I'm going to make my first official play under 5.5 minus 125.
Yeah, I like that look, Ragoo. Let's talk about the totals market. There's no information on that, actually. Thanks, Action, as always. But we can at least see where the line has moved here. Opened up at 9, allegedly, and now is up to 10, which is crazy to me. There must be some weather reports in this game that we need to look at here because it has to be a windy day for both these guys to get to this kind of number here, I believe. So let's see here. Where are you, Red Sox? Do a little control F, and yeah, we've got 13 to 14 mile an hour winds blowing straight out. So that should affect it, but obviously. No, I mean, I'll say this. I mean, we've seen a lot of these totals go up and up, and it's been related to win, and they've stayed under still. So I still lean under, honestly, but the win is the factor there for sure.
I'll
very interesting. Okay, beautiful. Ragoo's on it. I'm going to be on the Angels here. I think I'll just take the full game money line, honestly, and just rock and roll and keep fading my Red Sox. Basically, I faded them yesterday. They got the Angels got crushed, obviously, but against lefties, I think I'll just keep fading them and see how it goes. So, Angels full game for me here. We'll recap odds and bets at the end of the program so I can make them all then. All right, next one on our slate, Milwaukee Brewers versus the Baltimore Orioles here. Corbin Burns in a revenge start against his former team. Colin Ray also pitching phenomenally well this year for his standards. I don't expect that to stay up. We've made a lot of good money on the Brewers here in the last few days, but I'm not going to get in the way of a probably very motivated Corbin Burns here going up against his favorite squad. And we remember the arbitration, hearings against him, and he didn't like any of the shit they said. So I definitely lean Orioles here. I just can't bet it with the juice, obviously.
Yeah.
84% of the bets, 67% of the money on the Orioles in this game, and only a cash flow only bets amounts we have are for the totals here. Or should I say that backwards? But 60% of the bets on the under is what I'm trying to say here. No money flow. Nothing here for me, Ragoo, because this line opened up at minus 175, and it looks like it is just steamed all the way up to minus 200 here for the Orioles. So I imagine this being a Troy Torrance cash cow spot, but nothing here for me. What do you think here?
It's tough. The O's, they could put up runs. I mean, Milwaukee's put up 2 games in a row, 11 spots on this team here. But an interesting stat on this team, they haven't lost a series. They haven't been swept in the series in 95 consecutive series, the Orioles, which is absolutely absurd. But like you said, the pitching matchup is there in my book. And usually I'm a dog. I like betting dogs on Sundays. Dogs seem like pretty profitable on Sundays. But, like you said, a lot of steam coming the other way on Burns against his old squad here. And, I would lean with the price. I really would, but I'm not going to go against it. There's too many mixed signals here. So I'll stay home on this one. But I lean plus money on the other side. Maybe they break it. They finally get swept in the 96 consecutive. That's unreal. 95 times they haven't been swept in 95.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy.
Years. But anyways, I lean the dog here.
Yeah, I lean towards the Orioles just getting a dominant victory and finding a way to, keep that streak going. But it's tough to bet on. And Troy, keep me posted if there's another cash cow spot on the card. I will parlay those cash cow spots together if there's multiple together. Colin Ray, Troy's asking about Colin Ray thoughts. No, I mean, like I said, he's had 2 really good starts to start his year. I just don't really believe that's the guy he is. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, only one of them earned against the Mariners. Mariners not light hitting squad. And at the Mets, 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run there at the Mets there. So, both teams aren't true powerhouses, so I'm not particularly worried about the Orioles offense here, especially because this will be the best one they face. And, it's tough to string together 3 starts in a row that are really good. So I think he gets touched up today.
I mean, Ray gets out.
I think as the season wears on.
Ray gets the outs and Burns gets the strikeouts more or less. So maybe a K prop towards Burns' way. He'll probably be up there though.
Yeah, primetime 99 likes an O's -1 here or team total. Yeah. All right, let's move on here. Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Mitch Keller, Zach Wheeler. Shout out to our guy Mitch Keller getting the bag this offseason, but not pitching to that standard, I'd say, for him. I bet on him, I feel like, a couple of times this year, and it's not been profitable numbers here. But let's talk about his last few starts. 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 5 1/3, 8 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned, and then basically the same line to start his season at Miami. So he's being touched up by some bad offense. The last start against Detroit was pretty good, but I just don't trust him here against the Phillies offense. And, Zach Wheeler has been dominant, and it's very funny that he doesn't have a win yet, 0-2, but he's just been really good and cashing first 5 unders for us. 6 innings shut against the Braves, 6 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, only one of them earned against the Reds. And then at the Cardinals, 7 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs there on a home run, 5 Ks, 1 walk. He's been, really good still. I know that last start, 3 earned runs, not the best, but a guy that I wouldn't hate having my money on here. But obviously, the Phillies are a ridiculous favorite. Market in this game, real quick, 14% of the bets, but 82% of the money on the Pittsburgh Pirates here. Very funny indeed. Totals wise, another 60% of the bets. Oh, no, actually just updated to 50-50. Very funny. 50-50 total bet numbers there for this game. And I will let you guys know here. Let me see if I can see any movement on this line. Funny enough, it opened up at minus 180 and it's down to like minus 178, 177 around there. So slight movement to the Pirates, but again, no action here for me. What do you think, here we go?
Yeah, I'm off of this one too, but the signals are there for Wheeler. He's 4-0 versus the Pirates. He's looking for his first win, like you said. He's just not getting, just not catching the break. Sometimes that happens with the good pitchers. They don't get the run support. They get some bad luck happens, but no, not taking anything away from the kids raising the flag, like you like to say. They 10-5 out of the gate. 7-3 on the road, so they've done a lot of positive things early on. I think they're the surprise team right now. Them and the Royals coming out early. You always have those one or two teams that kind of kick it out of the gate pretty hard here, but I was looking a way to get behind Wheeler, but they've got every angle covered as far as if you're gonna pay a premium if you're gonna take Wheeler on the first 5, laying a half run, or no matter which way you slice it, it's gonna be tough to back Wheeler. If you bet my models, which I don't like laying more than 130, and so there's no way for me to get there with Wheeler. And I think today's the day he's probably going to get the win. So figure out a way to bet Wheeler on the cheap if you can, and let me know.
All right, let us know in the chat, guys, some way as well. And sorry, there's ambient background here. I mean, look, guys, we're out on the beach. It's lovely times. We're not going to pan to the table that has a bunch of alcohol, but again, yeah, it's there's ambient
Have a
noise
good
here, and
time.
I apologize for the noise in the background. But let's keep pressing on here. Big favorite, Toronto Blue Jays versus Kyle Freeland, who's been horrible. If you've been betting the Rockies this series, you've been making money, but I'm not betting them here again. Barrios at home. He's probably really comfortable. Kyle Freeland, not a guy I like backing here. This line opened up at minus 220, jumped up to minus 240 here. 92% of the bets and 99% of the money on the Toronto Blue Jays. Troy, is this another cash cow spot? Let us know. Let us know in the chat there, Troy. But I've got nothing on this game. If it is a trash cow or cash cow spot, I will be very interested in putting that parlay together, like we mentioned, Orioles, Blue Jays, maybe, but no action here for me.
Yeah, very very limited looks here on this one. Also, Barrios is having a nice season, 2-0 on the year. Where Freeland's still looking for his first W. And in reality, this game is the numbers are even further north than the last game we just talked about with the last one there. But maybe you can get involved with Barrios here since he's doing. He went 6 2/3 scoreless last out. If he gets a couple of innings where he can throw a couple Ks, and if he goes like you say solid 6 and he gets a couple 2s, 3K, 2 innings where he strikes out multiples, he's at a plus number at some of the offshore books and some of the onshore books here, 6.5 at plus 115 on the K. So I'm not going to be big in the props. Like I said, I'm just coming out of the gates early, but I would lean on the Barrios K prop here against that sorry Colorado offense.
Yeah, agreed. Rem most. I'm sorry you don't like today's show. Like I said, I have 23% battery on my computer and I have no charger outside, Rem. So I'm sorry. I love you. We're still making the bets, and I still believe in all these bets. Don't you worry, Remy. Braves Marlins, a pretty cheap price here for the Braves at minus 142. But obviously, Jesus Luzardo, best Marlins pitcher we'll get, has not pitched well this year so far. Let's pull up his numbers. So Rem Most will be pleased at us. His game logs: 4 2/3, 8 hits, 7 earned runs, 5 1/3, 4 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 innings, 2 hits, 2 earned runs. So it's actually getting worse. But last time out against the Yankees at the Yankees, I can kind of pardon. But the issue here is it's not like he's getting a break with the Braves here. So it's super tough. Let's bring up Jesus Luzardo's numbers against the Braves in his career, because I'd be interested to see he has success with these guys at the very least. We're fetching some results here. Stathead, and by the way, shout out to Stathead, who's been pretty good to me this year. He's faced them twice last year, 6 innings shutout, 4 hits. And then his other start was a 5 2/3, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned there. And that 6 inning shutout start, the Marlins won 16-2. So I'm sure they scored those runs early, and he got to cruise after that. So I don't really trust him, to be honest. You know, his last 2 years against the Braves, he's had a 2.31 and a 2.81 ERA. So respect, but not an offense I want to typically fade either. And Charlie Morton, he goes out here every year and does his fucking thing, and it's hilarious to watch.
The
But
old man, yep.
I respect the man. I hope he continues pitching. Yeah, and I hope he makes it to the postseason because the Braves will definitely need his arm here. So I'm very interested to see how he pitches, especially coming off of 5 2/3, 5 hits, 4 earned runs against the Mets. So we'll be interested to see no action here again. Unfortunately, Ragoo, anything for you?
Yeah, well, are the Braves going to zig and zag here in this spot here? Because they've had some inconsistencies at the plate, even though we know how dangerous they are, and the struggles for the Marlins early on. They're a bottom feeder team right now. They just can't. They've been taxed up pretty good in the pitching department. So it's going to be a long season if it continues like this for the Marlins, which is usually pretty good at home, and has in the past always give the Braves some fits. That's one of the matchups that always were tough for the Braves with the Marlins. They just had their number, it seems like, year after year. But I don't know, the number's kind of short on the Braves too, if you look at it. So that's a little suspect to me with all the stuff that's going on with Miami. But I don't know. It's a pass for me. I'm going to be off of this one altogether.
Agreed. Pass for me. And again, apologies. If I could shut down the birds, I would, gentlemen. But the birds are chirping today, so it seems like it's going to be a good day for the wildlife. Royals, Mets, Cole Ragans versus our guy Jose Butto, or Butto as I like to call him. Weird line here, Ragoo. I don't know about you, but I thought this would be, like minus 120 for the Royals, and we're basically getting it evens here. Makes me feel like the books are trying to give us a sign here. I'll let you start this one off here, Ragoo. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think it's a really good pitching matchup. I like the way Royals. Like I said, they're the surprise team. Ragans, even though he's still looking for his first win, and so isn't Budo. So I think this is going to be a tight game. I believe. I don't think we're going to see a ton of runs here early on, but I think this is going to be a solid matchup. Not a lot of looks, obviously against with KC's with Budo early on in his career, and then Ragans, he's got some limited looks, versus the Mets. So I think we see a lower scoring game early. I like the first 5 under here.
First 5 under here for Ragoo. Yeah, I mean, I could see it because Budo came out here and pitched phenomenally in his first start, and a start that I faded him, thinking that he wasn't going to be, major league quality, but 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run against the Detroit Tigers, who have been pretty good. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Just the real question is, what is he going to do against the Royals? I've gone back and forth on this. Let's bring up the Royals' numbers against righties this year. Wow, 8th best, 119 weighted runs created plus. Very interesting. Market in this game is kind of predictable. 79% of the bets, 77% of the money on the Royals here. And this line seemingly has dropped, Ragoo, which is very interesting. Like I said, like the Mets have perked my interest a bit. This opened up at minus 115 Royals, and it has dropped right now minus 108, minus 102 at Bet Online. Let's check out our friends at Bovada, aka Bet Dog. When they have to open this at minus 130 Royals, which is what I kind of expected, and now down to minus 115 here. Yeah, I think I'm going to be on the Mets here. Full game money line probably for me here, Ragoo.
Yeah,
so let's write
Mets,
that down, and I will get all the prices.
I like the Mets, but I would lean towards the Mets also.
So I can bet it.
I would lean with you towards the Mets also.
Beautiful. All right, great. That makes me feel great. I'm going to be on the Mets here. Let us ride on. Minnesota, Detroit, a very good series to say the least. Minnesota took both games of doubleheader, I believe, yesterday. It was kind of frustrating because I was expecting a split, obviously. But here we go again, Bailey Ober, Jack Flaherty, and I did want to take the Twins here again, Ragoo. I'll be honest. Just keep on fading Jack Flaherty because I was one of his biggest supporters. And after last year with the bullpen demotion at Baltimore, I was kind of out on him. Now, he did pitch well in his first start. We can pat him on the back there. And I'm glad that he's still healthy. That's 85% of the battle with Jack Flaherty, it seems like. But 6 innings, 9 hits, 6 earned runs last time against the Oakland A's in a start where I should have faded him, but I didn't. Really bothered me there. 70% of the bets and 62% of the money on the Twins here. And let's see what this line has done because it's very interesting. We might be backing Jack Flaherty here just based off some line movement, Ragoo. Opened up at minus 105 each way, and now it is Detroit minus 113. These sons of bitches need to fuck off, you seagulls. But that market move is dramatic towards the Tigers here. And with 70% of the bets and 62% of the money on the Twins already,
Yeah,
this is open your arms. The books are opening your arms to more Twins money here. So it looks like our guy Jack Flaherty is going to have a bounce back here. Would love to hear what you have to say, Ragoo, and obviously let me know in the chat what you guys have to say.
Yeah,
as well.
I think I like the market move here with the Tigers. You know, pushing back. You know, like you said, with the money, with the markets coming in and the pushback. You know, it looks like some sharp play coming back on Detroit. I think we'll see some vulnerability out of both pitchers, believe it or not. I think Ober, especially, you know, his numbers are pretty up there, so that just pushed back on what he's got going on. But definitely, the Tigers at home, like you said, they're swinging decent bats. I like the Twins organization as a whole. I like what they've done in the front office these past couple of years. I think they've put themselves in a good position, you know, to be there at the end. The last couple of years, you know, they faltered 2 years ago. Last year, they made a good push. So I think they'll be back in that same spot. So this is going to be one of the most competitive divisions in baseball for what they have to work with, except for the Sox. But yeah, a lot of back and forth and between these teams coming down the road. So this will give us a good look on what we got coming up full season for both these teams. And today's going to be an indication of that same type of game. So I think the line's right where it needs to be. Pick them, but I would lean towards the Tigers here. Maybe a first 5, but they got them on the run on the money line minus. It's basically a pick 'em. So it's minus 112. I'd go with Flaherty first 5 minus 112.
Yeah, I'm going to move on the Tigers first 5. This is going to be the first bet I've actually made so far on the show. I'm going to make all the rest of them at the end. But I'm going to move on this one. This line, first 5 wise, because you guys know me, I'd rather bet on the line that's been moving a ton. I looked at the full game, that moved a bunch. So let's check the first 5. It's opened up at minus 110 each way, first 5. Now minus 125 at Bovada, minus 120 at a lot of other places here as well. And you know what's interesting? I guess it's not that big of a move because it was a 5-cent move at Bet Online. They opened up at minus 115. So I'll bet on first 5 with you. I'm on the first 5 here. I got it minus 120. And I might bet full game as well. We'll come back to that. And we'll see where we're at the end of the show. But Tigers first 5 money line minus 120 officially in for me. Let's keep on moving here. We've got the Yankees and the Guardians here now. Shout out to the baseball group chat I'm in on Twitter, and shout out to Bryant, who's a big Yankees guy, and it's his birthday today, so shout out to him. I told him for his birthday I was going to be fading the Yankees here. And Nasty Nestor Cortez, who again is on my my fade list this year. I faded him last time out for the first time after backing him for fucking some inexplicable reason. And of course, he went out there and dominated the Marlins. 8 innings, 2 hits, domination. The Marlins suck. We understand that their numbers against lefties are horrible, and I think it's a good portion of because of Nestor. Now the Yankees against the Guardians here, and I know the Guardians are not the lefty mashing team that I typically want to back here against another lefty, but 114 weighted runs created, 114 plate appearances, 128 weighted runs created plus against lefties this year are the Guardians. So, and again, small sample size, but I believe in the Guardians here. I think I'm going to roll with the team total, so I don't have to worry about Logan Allen fucking me here. But let's talk about the market first. 18% of the bets and 97% of the money on the Guardians here. So big bets on the Guardians, it seems like, with 81% of the bets on the Yankees. Feels like it's a little public. That makes me feel good. Totals wise here, we actually have some money flow here. 23% of the bets but 88, is that 88? 68, excuse me. 68% of the bets on the over in this game. So that does make me feel good about an over spot in this game, or betting a team total, I should say, because I want that market going over. It's opened up at 8.5 minus 110. Now it's 8.5 minus 120. So that's nice here. And let's check out the full game money line movements here. Opened up at minus 136 for the Yankees, now down to minus 128. So that's good. Yeah, I will be on the Guardians here. I think I'll just roll with a team total to be safe, I suppose. But I'm just going to keep fading Nasty Nestor this year, and hopefully it ends up in my favor here. And I have to check out the Guardians line because I'm getting a 3.5 team total, but minus 140. That is a joke right there. Ragoo, what do you have to say about this game?
Yeah, I like runs here today. I really do. Both teams are hitting lefties well. Like you say, Nasty is kind of like in a similar role when he's been called upon early on to pick up the pieces for the rotation for the Yanks. And Cleveland, they've done, they're middle in right now. I mean, they're in plus territory runs, and so are the Yankees. So these are two teams that are seeing the ball well, hitting the ball well against decent pitching also. So I don't think the pitching is going to bother me, and they both like to hit lefty. So I think 8.5, maybe a little short in this spot here. I'm hoping we get some bullpen action too, so to kind of strengthen that number up a little bit. So I like to get involved with first fives initially, but I think longer term in this game here, I think we're going to see north of 8.5 runs here. It's juiced to the over a little bit at minus 122, but I'm comfortable with that. So, and I don't hate your spot either, with the Guardians. I think it is a little bit of public, and I see some sharp money coming back on Cleveland too. So, but I like the over better. So put me on the over 8.5 at minus 122.
All right. Over money for Ragoo there. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to be forced to bet the Guardians just full game money line here, much to the chagrin of Josh Lower, 34, who apparently has not been tuning into this program and hearing me saying that the Yankees are going to make the World Series this year. So that sucks for him. But I think I'm going to end up rolling with Guardians here, full game money line. And we'll rock and roll here, but let's keep on pushing through the card and then review at the end here. 9 games in, we appreciate everyone as always in the chat. Hit the like while you're here, and of course, enjoy the serene sounds of Corpus Christi and the lovely birds. San Francisco Giants, Tampa Bay Rays here. Ragoo, you're the Rays whisperer around here, and I've been saying that the Rays, I think, are going to be a last place team this year, shockingly enough. It's going to be weird. But we're getting some strange lines in this series. Now, we had basically the same line here yesterday with Logan Webb, minus 105. And now we're getting it with Blake Snell here, coming back home to Tampa Bay, pitching there. I'm going to be very excited to see the ovation from the 30 people that are there for Blake Snell. I'll be interested to see it, but I don't think I'm going to have any action in this game. If I had to place a bet, it is probably on the Tampa Bay Rays here, just based off the fishiness of this line here. Market in this game, let's talk about the Rays. 56% of the bets and 67% of the money on the Giants here. And let's talk about the market. Oh, geez. Oh, boy, Ragoo. This might be another spot that's calling my name, Ragoo. Opened up at minus 125, and it is all the way down again to minus 108, minus 102 for the Rays. At one point, it was minus 105 each way. So, damn, I might be on the Rays here again. Ragoo, what do you think?
It's almost like a reverse line move, it looks like, almost.
Yeah.
But, I don't hate it. I know the Rays had their pitching struggles early on. Like you said, Snell homecoming here. And the Rays, I wouldn't say I used to pick my spots. I almost had like an auto play for them at first 5 minus a half run, but you're going to start getting some plus numbers with the Rays as the season moves on here. But at the Trop, it's a different story for them usually. But today, we're looking at a half run. If you're going to get a little bit of you got to lay some big money with the Rays to get a fucking half run minus 155. So probably just a money line bet on the Rays early on, or just, it depends on what you think Snell is going to do today. So more or less, If we get bullpen, we'll see runs. If we don't, then it'll be tight. And we can see it tight. This could be a friggin' 2-1 game or 3-2 type game also. So it is shaded to the under at -115, 8 runs. But yeah, I'll be on the Rays with you here. I'll be on the Rays. I'll take them early. Hopefully they hit up Snell and they get to the bullpen. So put me on the Rays first 5 at -1. I can get FanDuel at -105, or you can get Bet Rivers at +102. So close to even money if you get it. Shop it if you're going to take the Rays. The numbers are all over the place. Like Jose said, the markets are showing some crazy shit right now. So put me on the Rays first 5. I'll take it at even. I see even money also.
All right, beautiful. 67% of the bets and 96% of the money on the under in this game. So, and it really hasn't moved from the 8 there, like you said, some juice towards it, but
right.
It's interesting. Yeah. So I'm going to be on the Tampa Bay Rays here, full game money line. I'm going to write that down. We'll come back to the odds here at the end of the program. So I have to bet everything all at once. So it's going to be fun. Reds, White Sox, semi-interesting because Graham Ashcraft, I believe in. Mike Soroka is one of those guys I've been watching because I think he can find his form again. Will be interesting. But I stayed off this game, Ragoo.
Yeah.
I didn't really want to bet on either guy this early in the season. I wanted them to get their legs under them at least. 98% of the bets and 97% of the money on the Reds here. That's crazy. 75% of the bets on the over in this game. Did this line move towards the White Sox with all those money on the Reds there? That cannot be. -160 this opened up and it dropped. Yep. It's down to -140, went down to -130 at one point. It's coming back up to almost -150 again, but I'm going to stay off this reverse line movement spot because the White Sox are just not a team that I particularly trust to score runs. So no action for me, but I could see Ashcraft getting touched.
Yeah, there's no way will the White Sox ever get a fucking nickel on my money in the state that they're in right now. I got a good friend of mine that lives in the Carolinas, who's from Chicago originally, and he religiously bets the White Sox. And I told him, do yourself a favor. Send me your money for the bet, and at the end of the year, I'll give you fucking half your money back. So don't bet the White Sox, whatever you do today. Do not bet the White Sox. And I don't want to lay, like you said, that big wood with Ashcraft here, even though maybe on a run line, look, possibly for the Reds, because, they got sticks, but it's Reds on the run line or pass, but it's a pass for me.
Yeah, I'd take White Sox or pass, but it's a pass for me just based off the market. But as Troy said, the market is. Next game, Rangers, Astros. Boy, oh boy, was I annoyed. The Rangers scored 2 runs in the first inning. I have their team total over 4.5. I think I'm in business, and they do fucking nothing for the rest of the game here. Pissed me off. I'm sure it pissed off our guy, Dabby Cab. Shout out to him. We all got crushed yesterday, so it's going to be fun to see how we bounce back next Saturday. But as for today, Eovaldi versus Javier, I mean, this just feels like a Ranger spot for me just based off my preseason ideas. Everyone knows one of my fade guys this year, and I guess the one that's turned out the worst so far has been Christian Javier. I don't believe in the guy. I think he's going to struggle at some point or at the end of the season, I guess. He gets going to get fatigued. But 76% of the bets, no percentage of the money yet on the Rangers. So that's kind of unsurprising. More interesting things here. 70% of the bets and 74% of the money on the under. Thinking both these ace pitchers shove here in Javier versus Eovaldi. And again, all those bets seemingly causing the line to move down to the Rangers here. Opened up at -120 for the Astros, +110 for the Rangers. Now you can get that at -110 Astros, even money on the Rangers here. Definitely leaning Rangers here. Might end up betting it a first 5 look. Ragoo, what do you think?
Yeah, I think we get a good outing by both pitchers here. I don't like to bet against Eovaldi ever, no matter what team he's played with in his history. He's one of those guys that, always steps up. He's a primetime pitcher. He's a money pitcher. And Javier, we expect good things out of him up and down. The Astros are catching some bad breaks right now, too. They're dinged up a little bit. So I think the pitching hangs on here, though. I think both pitchers are able to, we know the Rangers swing big bats, too. I think both pitchers will hold it down here. I'm going to pass on this one. I couldn't couldn't come up with a stronger angle to fade one or the other here. But maybe a little first 5 under look possibly too in this one here. But I think the line's set perfectly. I don't find any value on either side of the coin here on this spot. So I pass.
I've got the Texas Rangers written down, first 5 here, and we'll come back to it again. But I do like the Rangers. I don't know if I'll make it official. I've got a lot of bets written down. We've got to weed these bets out. But I like the Rangers today here as well. Toilet bowl series of the weekend, and it's been pretty good to me actually. Nationals, A's, made some money betting this series, but I don't want to bet this one. I'll tell you that. It's pretty surprising to see Alex Wood at a minus 130 favorite. It feels like it's been a while since we've seen that now, but no action here, Ragoo, to keep this one short and sweet on the toilet bowl. Nationals against lefties this year, second to last, horrible this year so far. And Trevor Williams has been okay in spots, and he's been a back pitcher for me in the last few years in spots, not every day, I'll tell you that. So no action, but maybe an under here just because Alex Wood dominates, and I think that the A's offense is definitely no shakes as well. So maybe an under, but no action here for me, Ragoo.
Yeah, I think the A's have been punching above their worth a little bit here. They've been getting some action. Nationals. I think Williams he's done a nice job. 2-0 on the year. I think it looks public for the Nationals here, but maybe a little sharper money action coming back on the A's here. But I was with you too. I was leaning towards the Nats, but it looked a little, like I said, it looked a little public here. And the public's got to win every day, and they're getting dog money too. So public dogs are usually not the way to go. But I might lean towards the Nats here. Matter of fact, make it official. I'll take the Nats plus 110 full game.
There we go. Got to unmute myself. Nats for
And I hate betting
Ragoo.
against Oakland at home
Very
too, because that's usually when they're better. They usually when they're dogs. You get big money. But now you're starting to lay money with Oakland here too. So that's the other thing.
Okay. No action for me in this game. Let's keep it rolling in Chicago Cubs, Seattle Mariners here. 13% left on my battery, so we appreciate everyone sticking with us through all this. Appreciate you guys. Say hey plays. We'll be back in semi-regular form tomorrow on Medicate Monday and Last Call, so tune into both of those shows. As always, Javier Assad versus Luis Castillo. And I don't know if there's been a pitcher that's been more disappointing than Luis Castillo. I don't know. We've always had high hopes for him, and he just never seems to really come through. 4 runs in all 3 of his starts against Toronto, Cleveland, and Boston. So at least those aren't bad offenses here. I definitely lean Cubs again. I mean, I just think the Cubs should be a back team right now, truthfully. And shout out to Troy Torrance and your dad, Troy. I know you guys are watching these games closely. I know you guys know Assad's been pretty good as well. At the Padres, 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs on a home run. Fucking birds. 7 Ks, 3 walks, and then dominated the Rockies. So I definitely lean that way, but again, no action for me here, Ragoo. Market real fast. 60% of the bets, but only 3% of the money on the Cubs. That's crazy. 40% of the bets and 97% of the money on their Seattle Mariners here.
Yeah, strong.
And totals wise, I mean, that's crazy. I think the Cubs should be bet, honestly. Totals wise, 50-50 cash flow or ticket split, but 81% of the money on the under. Ragoo, take it away.
To me, it shows major value on the Cubs here. Even though Castillo's numbers are not bad against, some of the Cubs he's faced. They got to check the lineup too to make sure who's going. But yeah, I think that's a little bit pricey for a guy that's trying to, pick up his pieces right now with Castillo here. I think Cubs present some value. And I just got to play it just on a value play alone, just for those numbers, because I think them numbers are too strong for Castillo here. So I think there's some positive EV on the Cubs here at this spot here. So I'm going to take the Cubs on the first 5 too. I'm going to split it first 5 full game with Cubs. So I'm going to get plus. Let's see, first 5 115, and then full game 120. So plus 115, plus 120 Cubs first 5 full game.
All right. Well, you're in good company. Troy Torrance right there with you. So that's good, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I can't wait to watch this game. Now I'm going to stay off as now there's construction noises as this is getting better. But yeah, I'm staying off here. No action. I lean Cubs with you guys here. Let's roll on to our next game before the construction comes. Diamondbacks versus the Cardinals. I'm glad I've relatively stayed off this series now because it's gone against my expectations. So I stayed off this game too. Total at 8.5. Everyone knows if you've been watching Betting with the Bag, you watched it Friday. Roof's closed today, so that definitely helps the offense get quelled. Zach Gallen, I mean, what are we going to say about him? He's very good, and so is Miles Michaelis on his day. So, Ragoo, I'll pass it to you as I let the construction pass here. What do you
Yeah, not that it was a hard pass for me, but like I say, my numbers, I'm at 150, 155, 160, some spots, so this gets out of my range as far as what I do with the pitching matchups. Mikolos, he's been around the block a few times. The numbers keep going up. I think it opened up at we're sitting at minus. I'm looking at the over. I'm sorry, my bad. So the totals kind of crept up and then went down and came back up, shaded to the under a little bit here. And I think we get a solid matchup early on. If you're interested, maybe look at a first five matchup on the under, possibly with the D-backs and Gallen and Mikolos here. You get let's see what we're looking at. First five. Run line is minus 1.5 plus 120. Totals 8.5 even. Under, some spots have gone up to 9. So some are coming back down. Some are sitting. I said 9 at DraftKings at 122. So maybe that possibly. But I'll be interested in the first 5 under. Only on a lean though, not a play. I'm going to be off of this for the full game, but lean first 5 under, possibly at a 105. 4.5 runs.
Okay. I'd probably lean that way as well. Roof close definitely helps you out here, and I trust Michaelis from time to time here. Cash flow on the total, if we want it real quick here, it is actually no information. So action can go fuck itself today right now. All right, last game on our board. Appreciate everyone. Thanks for you guys tuning in, and appreciate you guys hitting the like button. If you're tuning in on Twitter, X, jump over to YouTube. Join our big community on YouTube. Great live chat there. Shout out to you guys. And sometimes it gets a little horny. So shout out to you, Tatiana. I appreciate your enthusiasm about the Diamondbacks as well. Padres Dodgers here. I feel like I should have Dabby Cab on the program right now for Yu Darvish Day.
Yeah, Yu Darvish Day.
And big plus money. Big plus money too for Yu Darvish here. Ragoo. I'm going to pull up Yu Darvish's number against the Dodgers here again. Good. You tell me what you think about this game to start this off.
Yeah, well, Dabby, to Dabby's credit, a couple years back, we'll talk about Darvish, and it's something I've done for a bit. Anytime I've been on screen, and I get an opportunity to talk about Darvish, especially early on, you get a good spot here, you get plus money. His K numbers are good. He's been solid. Paxton, to his credit, he gets the outs. He's got a low ERA too. Darvish's numbers a little higher, but maybe look towards a K prop on Darvish, which I'm not. Like I said, I'm not a big prop guy when it comes to Ks, but certain pitchers in certain scenarios against big bats, they either strike out or get home runs here. I think we're looking at a good number for Darvish. Let's see what we got here. We're looking at 5.5, which is doable for him, but it's juiced pretty high. It's like 125, 135, 120. So maybe at best bet 365. I'll take the Darvish K prop at 5.5, and I'll take Darvish on the money line first 5. We get inning lines. We have plus 115.
Yeah, I think I'm going to join you there, Ragoo, with the Yu Darvish first 5 here.
I'm going to double down on Darvish. I'm going to take him on the K prop at 5.5, and I'm going to take him on the money line first 5 plus 115.
All right. Beautiful work there, Ragoo. Thank you for joining me here, Ragoo, and capping this card in a brisk pace with me here. Yeah. Officially, my battery.
It worked out good for me too because I was behind the 8. And be honest with you, like say, not getting my feet wet because I've been doing this shit for a minute. But MLB, I haven't been really, sharpened up on. But I'm gonna kind of crawl back into it and then I had some earlier looks and I added some shit too today. But yeah, my pleasure. I'll be back with you again, and I'll put these plays out on Twitter too, guys. So look, after the show, check me out at Big Ragoo 62 on Twitter, X, whatever we call it this week. And then, I'll put them at the end of the show. I'll put them in the chat too.
All right. Well, beautiful work, Ragoo. Yes, let's recap our plays here. I'm quietly trying to figure out what I'm betting and what I'm not here today.
Yeah. I'll start typing them in, but you want me to go over my plays real fast?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So I got in the Anaheim-Boston game, I got first 5 under, 5.5 runs, minus 125. I took Berrios on the K prop against Colorado, 6.5 at plus 115. I took the under in the Mets KC game, first 5 under, 4.5. That's minus 110. I got and I also got Flaherty first 5 minus 112 in the Detroit game. And I got Yankees and Cleveland over 8.5 runs minus 122. I took the Rays in the first 5 even money. And I took the Nats plus 110 full game. And coming back here, I got the Cubs. I got a lot of action. Shit. I got the Cubs first 5 plus 120 on a split and full game plus 115. And then also I have, like we just talked about, Darvish over 5.5 Ks minus 125, and Darvish on the money line first 5 plus 115.
All right. Beautiful work, Ragoo. I am going to recap my action here now. I'll tell you guys what I've left off here. I'm leaving off the Mets money line. I'm leaving off Rangers first 5 money line. And I'm going to leave off the Angels money line against the Red Sox here. I should fade them against lefties, but let's see how it goes today with the wind and all that good stuff. So I also like the under in that game as well. What I am betting, I will be betting that Orioles Blue Jays parlay. I will be betting that. Shout out to the double cash cows there and Troy Torrance. And of course, since we mentioned it, we must.
There it is.
Thank you, my guy Troy, as always, for sharing your information here. Cleveland full game money line. I'm going to be on here. Ragoo, which one would you prefer there? First 5 or full game?
Which one, on the Cleveland game?
Yeah.
I'm a first 5 guy, man. It depends on, if the bullpens are rocking and rolling, then I have, Cleveland's bullpen's not bad actually. So I mean, I still rock the first 5. I trust my cap on the starters versus the bullpens every day of the week. So give me the first 5.
Okay. All right. I'm going to be on first 5 Cleveland Guardians there, plus 105. Might even add a full game. Who knows? But I'm on first 5 there. I have to write these down as well as bet them. So it's making it a little difficult. So thanks everyone for hanging in there. Tampa Bay Rays. I'm on the money line as well at minus 102. There we go. I have to bet that as well, but at least I wrote that down. And then Padres first 5 money line, I'm also betting as well. And I will tweet that out with odds here very shortly because my computer's going to die here soon. So, Ragoo, again, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Where can the people find you?
You find me at the X at Big Ragoo 62. And then, find me back over here. Then, of course, our guys at Who Bang, I'll be start some stuff up with them also. So I'll be around, chat. Love you guys, man. Appreciate the support. Jose, great work. And give my love back to everybody at San Antonio. And I'll see you guys at the window.
Yes, of course. I will let everyone know. Thanks, everyone in here for watching. Justin, Gerald, Julian, all you guys. Doug, shout out to you. Peter, I need you on YouTube, my man. Peter, I see you on X. We need you on YouTube, my man. Join the community. Andrew G, Gerald Jones, Robert Martin, my guy Nasty Nate, Gabby Cab was in here, Lil Domo, Philly Eagle Fire, Ramos, Tatiana. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Troy, again, thank you, my man, for sharing your insights as always. Let's get out of here. Let's make some bets. Follow us on Twitter at Big Ragoo 62, at Jose Bouquett. Get my plays there. Say hey, and we'll see you guys.